Mm. Hello. We determined you could cast things at instant speed with this, right? Or am I tripping? I might be tripping. Hmm. Chromox. Probably just too good. Isn't Ominous Lockbox white? No, I'm thinking of Celestial Vault. Lembus is actually kind of neat. Hmm. Enters draw, sack it draw. Yep, that works too. Aether Flux Reservoir combos, probably? I think I've seen that in this deck. Mindslaver? Planar Bridge can probably just untap and win if you get Paradox Engine. Is that the scry thing? Is there another one of these? It's like a goat. I forgot we're mono blue. You still have to win. Flare feels kind of bad. Might just be fine as a card to cast, though. There's Hollow Mine as well, right? Only you draw? Oh, I see. But, well, Hollow Mine is an artifact. I don't know. This is kind of weird. I'd rather play, like, Star... Chart the Stars or something. Nope. Opt. Consider. Brainstorm. Yeah, Fibblethip 2, no. It has text that is similar to the worst commander ever made, which is that black green thing called, I think it's Graz or Grax. Grier Reach is interesting. I don't like giving my opponent cards, though. I never like activating that stupid thing. I don't really have any creatures, though. Doesn't really do much. Playing on turn 2. Make my commander a 1/3. Yeah, I really don't have any creatures. Which could be wrong. Maybe I want Wormcoil Engine. How do you do double types? I can't remember. Enters land, leaves. Let's see. These are pretty interesting, actually. Maybe I want both simulacrums. Akroma's Memorial can be funny. Alright, can't really Chrome Mox because you can't exile artifacts to it. Which is a weird clause about Chrome Mox. I don't get that. I guess at the time it was made, they're like, all artifacts are colorless, so I don't want people confused. But like, it's just random. Deck of many things. It doesn't help me activate it, right? Putting it into play is pretty easy, I guess. It still costs like 5 to activate or something. Oh, it might be just 2, actually. Oh, I need Repurposing Bay. Oh. Oh, no. Do we need this? We might. What's the other word of invention? Oh yeah, Ujin. Well, I can't... Actually, I can pretty reasonably cast Ujin. Hold on. What about you? Ugh. I guess I can untap the commander. I'd rather Tezzeret itself be a thing to put into play, though. Instead of, like, play this just to untap and then do something else twice, which means this had nothing to do with another artifact. Yeah, I'd rather Tezzeret be a thing to put into play. Wasn't there a second... well... Alright, no Winter Moon. It doesn't look like... well, that's not true. Actually, it kind of is. Sapphire Medallion doesn't discount that much in this deck. I thought about Emery. I did think about Emery. It doesn't help me cast anything, though. That's the problem. It doesn't help me cast stuff. Maybe it's fine, though. Like, if I mill Cityscape Leveler, I can't suddenly cast it. Whereas my commander could probably somewhat cast it. Oh boy, this is kind of hard. Wait a minute. I don't know how to... I don't know how to put... Okay, well... Okay, everything... No Treasure Vault. Everything in here kind of is fine. It's just I don't have... Actually, Aethervox Reservoir I feel is... You don't really need it if you're comboing off. It can be your combo payoff, but... If you're doing some kind of thing that would let you deal 50, you probably didn't need the damage. You're just going to win anyways. Alright, the huge problem now. Oh, it's not that bad, I guess. I want more counters on this thing. Alright, Ujin's too hard to cast. So is Planar Ridge. More 1-mana artifacts, maybe. Thoughtcast. Wait, I thought we had Thoughtcast. We do. I'm just tripping. Come on. Oh, that's actually pretty good too. So cards like these can show up with my commander, and then I can crack them to put another counter on my commander, which is kind of interesting. But then you're playing a card like this, which doesn't feel very good. There's actually a lot of these. I don't know how many. Vexing Bobble, yeah, I'll just break my deck. Wait, so that means, no, wait. Spare Supply still draws 2. It's different. You got hosed in the event. You should have gave me your gems, and then you could have watched me lose and get really upset. Should have done that instead. Ooh. All of these cards are like... I guess we don't need... Our commander costs 1 mana, and a lot of our deck wants to be kind of cheated. So I can probably actually go down 2 lands. Because this costs 1, and the big things that I want to hardcast are like 2 and 3. And the rest is like up to this thing. This doesn't even have Cyclonic Rift in it. It'd be cool if you could, just to stop like bot farms or something weird, transfer gems to people who you've been friends with for like a minimum of a month or something, so people can't just like spam accounts. Although I don't know what that would actually do. You still wouldn't have any gems on the account anyways. And if you just sell the account, you can do that anyways. So yeah, maybe that doesn't matter. It's kind of the same as just giving someone... Oh, no, it's not really, though. Oh, maybe it would be nice if you could just buy another account gems as a gift. Like a gift card. That way there's no money laundering. I could probably remove... Wait, what does Ominous Lockbox do? It's like you get a copy of it. Make it safe now. You can get people good with a bunch of stuff, but yeah, I would assume it's a Johnny, Scythus, Keenan. Maybe some Rusko sprinkled in there just because the event art is Rusko specifically. But I don't think Rusko is as crazy as it used to be. It's still blue, but it still has Metatree. Dark Ritual and all that. It's not bad. Teferi's another one, probably. I would be surprised to see a lot of Azusa, but it wouldn't blow my mind too much. I would be blown away if I saw anyone doing Strip Mine Tribal, though. For some reason, people just are not on that. I do not know why. Oh yeah, Mindslaver is kind of hard too, isn't it? Right? Was it? Well, it costs 4 actually. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, it's just hard to... Wurmcoil hasn't been good in a while, and I don't think it's really great here, honestly. I'd probably just watch people play it on YouTube and see what the environment looks like before I queued into it. Or just wing it, you know. Just wing it. If someone donated the gems to me, I'm just winging it. Could I shave another land? There's a chance. I mean, it's... Dina. Oh yeah, Nadu and Tamio. That's right. I forgot about the blue-green dumb ones. Completely spaced those two. Definitely Tamio. I'm still of the mindset that Nadu is actually not that insane. It's good, but there's plenty of things that are good. Um, I've seen a lot of variants in Nadu lists as well, so it doesn't seem like there's a definitive way of going about it. But assuming it's nerfed for the historic brawl event, just like the one in normal brawl or whatever, it's just not that crazy. Obviously, if you untap with it, your chances of winning go up. But again, that's like true for a lot of different things. So yeah, Emery keeps coming up. I don't like Emery here. I just don't like it. Drafted Nadu. Well, you drafted a fake card. The Nadu you pulled was I can't play with that one. It doesn't exist in Historic Brawl. That one's broken. Although maybe it isn't broken in Magic Arena. You don't exactly have whatever that spear thing is, the spear thrower. Shuko. What is Thopters doing? It's giving stats. Kind of. It might matter. Alright, we're going to get greedy. We're just going to shave a land. We're going to shave a land and we're going to craft a mythic rare. This is the Tinker or Show and Tell that you really wish it was, but you know it's not. So it's worth it. I say so. It's worth it here. Murata? Neuron Hacker. Absolutely no idea what the Spider-Man version is, but this one seems cool enough, I guess. 1 minute 0/2. If you draw a card, the first or second card on each turn, so your opponent or yours, this gets a counter, and then you can tap it to put artifacts into play equal to that counter. You can do it at instant speed. It's just like the blue-red Giora, I think, gets like 2 counters or something, so it puts like a 2, then a 4, and then a 6 or whatever. This one, you have a bit more control of the counters. It also costs 1, which is insanely powerful. If it didn't cost 1, we'd be in a completely different universe here with this commander. 1 to 2 is obviously the percentage-wise the largest jump you can have in the game, other than, I guess, 0 to 1 or something. There's really no... I don't like Aether... What is it called? This thing. Every time, or I should say, by the time you have gained enough life and you're looping anything, or amassing critical explosive stuff, if this gained enough life to deal 50 damage, you probably didn't need this card, and we're just going to win with the bajillion things you're doing that gain that much life in the first place. There are certain cards that you could technically create infinite life, thus infinite damage with, but I don't know. I just haven't been a fan of this. It's also a bit vulnerable. I see a lot of people just cast it and pass, and you know, your opponent's threatened by it. Sometimes I'm just not, right? Like, I'm too busy dealing with other things that they might do that, I don't know, it's just not... It's not in the same realm as, like, Paradox Engine, Mana Rocks, One Ring nonsense. So, ideally, you put a counter on this slightly faster than 1 a turn cycle, but if you're playing a control counterspell game kind of thing, it might be fine to slowly tick it up. If it dies, you're kind of screwed completely. So it is exceptionally vulnerable, but so is Tamiyo, and well, Tamiyo's one of the best decks right now, so I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's still just a bit vulnerable. Instead of getting clue tokens, you get potentially mana for big things, and some would argue that's just better than clue tokens, but well, you know, it doesn't flip into a planeswalker and then just win off of a brainstorm. So we got a bunch of artifacts to cheat into play. Nothing too crazy. Honestly, I had planar bridge in here, but this doesn't actually give you mana to activate the bridge. So it's kind of weird. Same with other random things that are I'd have to hard cast, like Ujin. It's kind of hard. Emery is in the same ballpark. It doesn't help me, quote unquote, actually cast anything. It just mills some cards, and then you have to hard cast those cards. It doesn't draw for this. So if I mill Paradox Engine, I have to actually spend 5 mana on it. And in a deck where maybe leaving out counter spells is extremely important, it might not be the case, but it's just kind of hard to do that, right? Just get sorcery speed value with something like Emery. That's why I'm just not trying it. But some people will just put it in and not think about it. I'm sure there's some lines. I mean, there are lines where Emery is fine if you have Chromatic Star or Spam in your graveyard or something, right? But I don't know. Yeah, Kymil is 6. You could probably play that one, actually. We have counter spells, so you might not get Discover value for free, but it's still a card you can draw. It's hard to cast. I'm honestly more concerned about trying to get this to stick and do anything at all before I'm worried about trying to explode into play something like Portal to Phyrexia. Now, with that being said, maybe Kymil is just better than this because it is vastly easier to get to that. I don't even think it's realistic to get to a 9. You can just simply play Kymil instead and see what happens. But, yep, that's the deck. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. How many times can I say it? That many times. I can't do... Oh, wait. I can do one of my quests. Alright. We have the perfect quests for that red-white haste artifact commander, actually. Could have just played that. I don't know about that, though. Actually, I haven't looked at what I put together. Did I keep it? No, it's probably in there. There's like 115 cards in it. Nexus of Becoming is kind of interesting as well, you know. Maybe better than Cityscape Leveler? I don't know. Alright, so we also just don't block Ragavan, which is really sad. This is a hand... Ideally, the deck works without this in play. Oh, really? Alright, well, it just did. My deck just worked without it in play. Alright. It did the thing. That was the easiest game I ever played. Hey, we got our mythic card back. Yay! We got our investment back, because that's how the logic works with burning your stuff. Yeah, we can try Nexus instead of... Nexus of Fate. Why? Why can't you be a part of the format? Nexus of Becoming is exile artifacts and creatures, right? You could use this to cheat into play something like Emrakul or Ulamog. That is kind of interesting. But it's kind of the only way to do it here, so maybe not the best. But it costs less than 8, so there you go. I feel like my opponent could have... Like, the Rented 6 player has plenty of cards that deal with me, you know? Just they didn't even try to mulligan. They could have mulligan. Like, this person might just trample right over me. Might just completely trample over me. We shall see, though. Especially against red, I can't really try to have my commander do anything. Let me blow my nose. Well, like I said, my opponent just blitz mold to deal with my commander. Answer into Ragavan, because why not have the best stuff possible? It only makes sense, right? Well, we're losing. Play this. And then... Pass? Yeah, I should probably pass here. The Steamkin is just gonna do stuff. I don't have a choice. Well, that's not a second burn spell, so... Skull Crack? Interesting. Alright, we'll do this now, so they don't have the mana that they might have thought they had. Oh, come on, there's no way this is a burn spell. Alright, we're good. We're good. Well, I mean, we're not good, but we have... we have something going on here. Opponent's out of gas, is that something? So let's just simply pass the turn and maybe take 2 for a while. They can cast that again. I can't block. I will just crack this, though. Fine by me. Okay, that's a pretty interesting one. Can I crack it now and draw a first or second card each turn? Yeah, we could just do it now if we want, so we won't. Alright, I found the 6th land. It doesn't look like my commander's gonna have anything to do with anything, but that might just be okay. Who knows? I certainly don't. So I can get a 4. Beginning of combat. Okay, this is a target for my... Metamorph? I should probably just put a 3/3 in play, though. Let's be real. And then nothing to do. So it's at 5. I can cheat into play Metamorph on the Thought thingy. Okay, that is a very random card. Very random card. Kind of neat. So, block, block. Maybe I'd take 3, actually. What if I took... What if I took this out? What if I did that? This way I can kind of remove the problem? Kind of. Let's make that a 3/3 golem. It enters tapped, unfortunately. Yeah, let's remove this. Because if I don't, I'm just dying. Yeah, I'm dying regardless if I don't remove that, so... I should Tails End the Chandra as well. Okay. That's a little too late. Okay, that's kind of nice. Sort of. Yeah, I should probably Tails End this trigger here. They didn't swing. They could have swung, I mean... They would have no idea on what I'm going to put into play, but... Lembas. That's ideal. Killing my opponent's commander has value here. That's another pretty good card, actually. Let's crack this now. They can't respond and kill me. And draw. Put you as a 3/3. I'd rather Celestius be alive. And then play Celestius. Actually, we can just do this. Yeah, let's do this. And it is currently day. No spells, which is not this turn, so we want to do this now. Just go up to 7. This is technically an artifact. Technically. Go to 8. Get rid of you. Okay. Planeswalker City here. This can't kill anything that matters. Like, killing my commander's irrelevant. Honestly, probably just find a mountain. So you can recast your commander. Oh, I guess you could kill the Midnight Clock. Yeah, alright, that's fair. I mean, that, I suppose, would also be a problem in the future, so... Ancient Tomb, just in time. So... let's do this. Hey, it's Kymil. Look at that. Let's just do this now. I don't want this as a 3/3, so... Ah, opponent. We were doing a bunch of ridiculous things. That was a cool game. Yeah, so we just killed Koth, and then I probably just stabilized. They have Den of the Bugbear too. Probably no big deal. Maddening Hex is really weird. But yeah, it would kind of just stop me from playing the game. Technically, yeah, it sort of would. I could probably win through it without casting anything, but it would definitely be harder. They're also almost dead to just the air. It could be hard to see more damage come my way, so I could probably just keep swinging all face and stuff. Yeah, cool game. The 6 mana cards did it. We could have played that game. Ridiculous things if we had them, like Cityscape Leveler and stuff. Portal. Although Portal wouldn't have done too much. My opponent's threats are like flashing haste things. They did mulligan for an answer to my commander, like I probably should always expect, so... That's why it's a good idea to have this deck work without your commander in play. I don't respect anything. I cast my Arcane Signet. Alright. Commander... looking weird here. Weird hand for the commander. But that's okay. Arcane Signet can make up for that. Alright, and there's always the chance my opponent does this, right? Where if they abraded the Arcane Signet, we're in trouble, but they didn't. So we're fine. Yeah, I'm always abrading this. Always. But it's hard to know that, because you don't know what my hand is, right? They don't know. They don't know my hand. But, like, I don't need this. Opponent does not use this window to cast their commander. Very interesting. Let's just cast this and not cast anything else. That enters tapped, right? Yeah, okay. It's just a remand, so it's not the end of the world here. Yep. Wow, they actually do kill this, huh? Is that worth it? Just having that sit and play might just be perfectly fine. I could just play Navigation Orb, but nah. You will not get that. I'm actually less concerned about the shock and more concerned about the 4-3, which is funny. It has to be exactly 3. So, some generic equipment, yep. This is blue and white. Let's play. So what does Whir Invention do? We could get the One Ring. I don't know how getting the One Ring is ever wrong. So... like, in what universe is getting this card wrong? Okay. They didn't spend their mana first. Bit of a mistake there. Oh, never mind. They just had a better thing to do. Silly me. How dare I? Another person playing Jitte. Funny. Okay. Play this so I don't die, I guess. Sculpting Steel. So we have essentially another one here, another One Ring. Mystic Forge. Okay, I like that. Maybe. Inventor's Fair. I like that. Another One Ring. We might actually get out of this here. Repurposing Bay. Okay. Paradox Engine. No way. So, Mystic Forge, Paradox Engine. No way. Oh, that's gross. Oh, that's so gross. Oh, no. Oh no! That was not on my radar of things that I might do that turn. Oh my goodness. My opponent killed my commander like 3 times. It has 4 counters on it. Woo! Oh man, alright. Oh no. Who needs Emery? Look at that. That was gross. Oh, it's actually 2 lands. Mana Rock, yep. Another hand where my commander doesn't have to live, which are the best kinds of hands, so... Maybe Wrenn and 6 doesn't like decks that don't care about Strip Mine, but that would be kind of weird. Didn't mulligan. Pay 3, play this. No, they played a fetch land. I can't play any game. I can't play the game here. Oh wait, I can do this actually. Haha, we found it. Let's actually counter this here. Because it's going to be hard to leave up this counter spell, and I'd rather just have value where I can get it, so... Let's cast Iron Crag. Oh wait, we can cast this actually. Oof, alright. Max Punish? Yeah, definitely Max Punish there. Alright, that was bad. That was probably worst case scenario. If they kill my commander now, I'd probably just lose on spot, so... I really tremendously, absolutely need a land there, so... Of course, why not? Why not just have everything? Birds of Paradise, Lightning Bolt, yep. Perfection Land 2. Just have the whole universe. One, two... Yeah, now it's probably too late to play the game. Yep, alright. Congratulations. Lightning Bolt, Birds of Paradise. You win. I need to draw land. If I drew a land, I'm probably okay. I shouldn't have tried, honestly. In hindsight, should have just played the Mana Rock. Would have been fine. We would have been vastly better off. But, nope. Not allowed to draw lands. Not on this stream. Not allowed. Oh, what's this? An actual spider. Look at that. So we have one counter, and I can't play the game. Alright, nice. Apparently neither can my opponent. Interesting. Really? Stone Cold nothing on 4? That is insane. That feels nonsensical. I will counter that to be mana efficient. Okay. Or I can just go back to losing. That works too. Well, you got it. I can stop their commander, but then that's all I can really do. I guess they don't have the land. Okay. Back in it. This is a human scientist villain, so a human can play Paradox Engine. And then do what? It doesn't really do anything, huh? Yeah, let's just play this. Okay, that's not great. There's no reason to leave up mana for no... I'm not trying to present anything. Okay, well, if my commander survives, mainly just because of the Mox Amber, we might be fine. The commander is a little behind. Well, egregiously behind. Okay. It's maybe turning around, sort of. Windmill Slam this or this. They didn't have anything, so maybe I do just cast this. I don't have a card to put into play with it. I really just don't want to put Paradox Engine in play. Alright, so I think I'm just going to pass. Let's actually do this. Okay, that... yeah, it's a card. It's, yep, it's a card. That's what that is. Behold, I have my, that thing. Alright. If this works, I don't need my commander, so... Looks like it does work. Okay, that's really nice. Now if my commander dies, we're just way less upset. Might actually come out of this. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing in their hand, but I don't like it. It's all spells. And they have kind of all the colors they need to cast most cards in the game, so... Don't like that. Alright, so Spell Pierce, not at its best. Can put into play Paradox Engine. Suppose I'll do that. Tap this for blue. Remove this from having text. Play land. Draw 2. Oh, this is spooky. I'm gonna do it though. Go to that. Okay, yep. Made a 3/3. Okay, this is not Deceptive Flash. There is nothing to do here. I can't crack this, right? It has to tap to draw. Okay. Spell Pierce, you better do some heavy lifting, or my opponent needs to not have... Well, there's probably a ton of creatures here, honestly. At least my commander's done. I don't need it in play anymore. Honestly, to be fair, I don't even know if I really ever did. Though the elk was nice, I suppose. Yeah, we'll just take 4. right? Yeah, we can just take 4 here. I didn't cast this for a reason, so I think we're just taking 4. I'm gonna hold on to this thing. I would like to at least draw a card with it. It could, like, block and draw next turn or something. It also stonewalls the 1/1, apparently. I would have probably swung with the 1/1 here. Don't play my land first. I've been in that mistake. Worn Power Stone. More mana is not necessary, even though that works really nicely with Paradox Engine. Oh, I could have just tapped my commander, actually. Yeah, I could have tapped my commander. It would have netted me 1 mana. Okay, what does that do? Wait, we still draw. We gotta wait. We have a Nexus draw here. It's just stats. I don't need the lands. It's just stats, as goofy as they look. So, right now we'll play the land. Okay, well, we're both kind of just doing things. Void Rend can't be countered, so I can bounce that? What if I just bounced the commander? Huh. Bounce the commander? They need a land to recast it. If they do, I die. So wait for combat. Yeah, this is all just really bad. Void Rend is very random and very good here, so. Alright, they're trying to go into combat, so I now have to do this. I guess it didn't matter when I did it. Would have been safer to do it on my turn. Okay. They could have inwebbed their commander again. Might have been better? Strange. Very strange. Alright, so blue, tap. Wait a minute. Hold on. Doesn't this... Oh, it does! It got it. Okay, well, it doesn't... It depends what it hits, right? It depends what it hits. No, it doesn't! It doesn't depend at all what it hits. I can infinitely cast spells. I can just keep... They all cost 1 mana, and they can all be cast off of the Mox Amber. So this actually literally just combos... Oh, that's not true. That's not true, because it costs 1 mana to activate this. So it's 2 mana per cycle, which is still a ton of looks at anything that could be really good here, like Swords to Plowshares. Even Fog is actually good here, hilariously enough. So, oh, that's great. That's so funny. Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't expect to win that. I really didn't. I thought it was lights out once they dealt with my commander. I really didn't expect to win that. Alright. Yeah, they should have swung with the, I mean, I'm swinging. I don't know. I'm swinging. But yeah, I guess they can't inweb unless they had specifically something that let them. And apparently they didn't, so. Also, they moved the countdown mastery thing away from, like, the front page. Oh, no, they didn't. I lied. It's right here. It's right here. I lied. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. It wasn't there the other day. It was in that orb tree, but it wasn't in the front thing. Isn't that exciting? There's only a month left of Spider-Man that just came out. Isn't that exciting? Don't you just love non-stop sets? And half of them are bad? I sure do. I shouldn't say bad, just half of them aren't real Magic cards. Oh, opponent? Oh, tragic. I totally didn't have Wash Away Mana Drain in my hand. What happened? That's the second person who just gave up instantly. Huh. It's weird. I wonder if those are the kinds of people that would give up instantly if they saw Barol. I don't know. Alright, we're both doing kind of the exact same thing, except my opponent's way of doing it is vastly superior. So, we'll see. Like, they just get mana to cast anything, and I can only get it for artifacts. And it's Clausel. And they're in the better color. Alright, yeah, we're not doing the exact same thing. I'm sorry. I lied. Well, we're on the play at least, so we get to play the game. If I was on the draw, probably not. Wow, no one drop. Just a generic tapped... Wow, what? What is going on there? Do you play Rafellos? I mean, of course you play Rafellos. It doesn't matter what your opponent does. Okay. I will not do anything. Oh wait, I can do this. I keep forgetting I can do this. I don't know why. Okay, I don't know why. What's our 3-drop here? Cultivate? Scute Swarm. Whoa, alright, let's not lose that. Oh, hey, it's the One Ring. Let's cast you. I don't want to cast the One Ring right now, so... I do not have a counterspell, technically. Sure. Looks like I no longer really need one. Swiftfoot Boots, huh? Interesting. Interesting. So, this... I'm at 6. I could just do this. Then I can play you. I guess I can play One Ring. Leave up Arch Charm. Alright, well I have a ton of nonsense going on, but my opponent has uncounterable 55 mana. So it might not matter. I could have stolen the Delighted Halfling, but I don't think that I'm concerned about that. Especially if my opponent's entire turn is casting Rafellos, I feel like it's worthwhile to just not do that. And apparently it is. So, yep. Let's gain control. Oh, wait. Okay, let's, yeah, let's gain control of this. I just realized they didn't actually use Delighted Halfling to tap for Rafellos. So, a bit of a mistake, I would argue. That was probably a massive mistake. I didn't think about that. But, yeah, they didn't actually do that. I would have just won if I countered this, probably. But, yeah, I steal this, I untap. I have a lot of stats, but they do have a bunch of mana. This actually has haste. I don't know why my opponent conceded right here. They could have just immediately used it. That's a bit weird. I don't know what they thought I had, but they didn't wait to see. I just got into my opponent's head because I was thinking too long. That's the perk of playing blue. People are like, oh, you just have the perfect thing. It's like, well, I actually don't. But yeah, I missed my chance to counter this. I shouldn't have had a chance to counter it, though. But yeah, we untap with the One Ring. We cast Kymil. And we're probably good. We have a giant threat that will probably be larger than most of my opponent's threats. But who knows. This is unblockable, right? If you play artifacts, so... Yeah, I think this game is still up in the air. I don't know. It was a weird end. Play versus draw. Who would have guessed? Oh, cool. Oh, looks like no one wants to play against me anymore. Man. Man. Have we lost? Yeah, we lost to Ren and 6. Druneth. This is the you must have a 1, you must have a 2 thing. Sure. We can probably just ignore each other? I don't know. I'm going to go for the ignore each other line, because that's what their deck likes to do, so I'll try to do the same thing. If they don't ignore me, we're kind of doomed. So. Actually, we have Arcane Signet. So we're not totally doomed. Okay, I drew an island. That works out. Well, this deck has a metric boatload of 1-drops. Hopefully it's not like Birds of Paradise or something stupid. Nope, that is not what that is. Random stuff, don't even care. So, let's play... We're at 2. Let's play Nettle Cyst. And stop this from having text. I need more here. My hand's not going to cut it, so... That's funny. That's a legendary. Wait, does that... Hold on. Isn't a legendary. Right. They didn't put a counter on Bristly Bill. I would have put one over there. So we're at 3. Probably do have to stop. Okay, so if I play this, I can't do anything else. So play this on Nettle Cyst. And I effectively have to stop Bristly Bill, unfortunately, if I want to not be outscaled. And we can swing... No, because my opponent gets their commander back, so no, I'm not going to swing. Volo? What's Volo? Well, that's annoying. Hopefully we don't get completely scammed. No, they probably can't swing with their commander at this point. No. Oh, mana drain. Just in time. I love it. So... this is actually kind of bad now. Alright, we're going to leave up mana drain because obviously Paradox Engine isn't doing anything anyways. So... and the fight rigging will probably win on its own. Not quite. Why do I care about this? No, I don't care about that. Double block their commander. They can recast it, though. Wow, they don't... wow. Okay. So now I can get the One Ring? Is that better than... I don't think it's better than Mystic Forge here. Or Key to the Archive, even. No, let's just get Mystic Forge. We should probably get that. I need things to be happening here. This is Boseiju? Yep. Okay. Well, it's a good thing I didn't get the One Ring, huh? Well, they can't actually blow up the One Ring. So, never mind. Okay, so I can get myself Paradox Engine. I mean, yeah, now we wish we had the One Ring. I mean, there's no way to know my opponent is Boseiju, obviously. But... but yeah, I don't think World Weave is a problem here. It's the fight rigging Ozolith counter distribution that's the problem. Does it have trample? It does. Okay. I probably have to deal with this because it has trample. One would argue. Trample is a problem here. So why now and not before? I would have been swinging last turn, so that's kind of interesting. I will easily trade one of these for that. So they can recast it, but it does start over, and they don't have a lot of cards in their hands. So okay, well, that's a good card. I am at 6. Exactly, so... I can swing with a giant 12/12, and I feel as though they have to block this. It's pretty free to block it, you know? Alright, Kaimil. Come on. Come on, Kaimil. You know what's up. I know what's up. We all know what's up. Okay. Huge. Metrically massive. We're slowly creeping out of this. Maybe? I don't know. Boseiju has been used, and we drew a decent set there. Well, I mean... Okay, I'm just going to let that exist, right? Yeah, I'm going to make no move on that. So. No move to be made there. Oh, they triggered Evolve. Look at that. They Tails End the Uro trigger. Is that worth it? Oh, I mean, it's something to do? Okay, Demonic Tutor, does that win next turn? With the One Ring, it probably does, right? Oh no, we can get the Tome of the Infinite now, right? Tome of the Infinite. And just spam infinite spells, because I have more than one generating mana each loop, so I'm actually netting mana. So we just win. It's funny, Tome of the Infinite's the thing to do instead of the One Ring. It's really funny. Wasn't exactly on my radar. Alright, so you... Let's get Tome. The One Ring... Oh, okay. Opponent knows. Like, there's a lot of cards with the Paradox engine that just win at this point. They're just aware of it. But yeah, it's funny that... I mean, okay, the One Ring would also get there, right? No. No. This does not guarantee that I get there. It does not guarantee that I get there. Whereas with... Oh boy. This is not in order. Oh dear. There it is. So, we have 1, 2, 3 mana off of our mana rocks. We cast it, we activate and spam. There's sword spam, which technically I can run out of swords to plowshares targets. That is possible. Which one is not an instant? Okay. Sorcery? Wait, how many... Okay, there are 3 sorceries. So this is the most insane line of thinking, but technically, to make it extremely hard to fizzle, what I could do is, in response to the swords, because I think that's the only one. Let's actually go through these. Hold on, wait. Let's go into the deck builder. I want to look at this. Neat game, by the way. Let's go take a real gander at that theory. Because it's not 100%, but it's insanely likely, right? So, what we do is 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 sorceries are in this draft. So if those are the only 3 you get to choose from... Oh wait, no, this isn't a choice thing, right? This isn't a... I forgot, I haven't activated this in a while. You don't choose. You do not choose. Okay. So as long as we don't get a sorcery, we can keep responding to the instant. Like I can force spike my own instance to re-roll and untap with my stuff. And the only thing we're trying to look for is Lightning Bolt spam lethal, Giant Growth lethal, which would happen eventually, especially with Assault Strobe. I probably couldn't cast Fog, although I probably would have to. And the most ideal thing is to spam Ponders. So it isn't 100%. It's not 100%. In fact, it's rather clunky. One would say it's a lot easier to just do it with the One Ring, but if I don't get there with this on the draw, I'm going to have to pass a turn back, and obviously I really don't want to do that. So, I don't know. I feel like the Tome is the most reliable. It would at least basically guarantee that I deal with my opponent's board, but I'm not 100% sure. Someone have to do the math of like what would be good and what would just be a free reroll. Like Dark Ritual's free. Force Spike is not free. Force Spike is actually lights out. It's a 1 in 10 to be lights out. Yeah, I really don't know. That's a hard one. It probably is right to just get the One Ring, but that's boring. We could just put it in the hands of the book. There's also probably a better card than the One Ring or the book that I didn't think about. Hold on. Dang it, now I gotta look again. There has to be a card that wins the game on the spot. There has to be a card. My opponent would probably give up to the One Ring if I did cast it. But, the math is more than 5 minutes? Yeah, that's true. It's a 1 in 10 roll for each outcome, so it's just a... It's trying to roll 1 in 10s until you spam Ponders, respond to your own instance so you don't run out of swords targets, so you can keep casting Swords of Plowshares if you keep hitting it. Because if you don't have any swords targets, then you're stuck with the swords, so... What's the right tutor? I'm upset it's not obvious. I mean, I feel like it's the One Ring. It has to be the One Ring, right? Can I untap this? Does this untap itself? It does untap itself. Hold on. Maybe it's this? Cast it with my commander. I have 3 mana in Mana Rocks. Pay 4 to draw once. It's kind of just like the One Ring, except this can see slightly more cards before I would fizzle. But those cards that I see themselves wouldn't get there. What about repurposing Bay? I can get the One Ring by sacking the... Yeah, alright. I don't know. I don't know. It's probably the One Ring. Everything else feels weird. Something like, just because I see 3 more cards with the staff doesn't mean I then have anything to do, whereas the One Ring is like exponential. The staff would draw 3, and I see more cards, but that wouldn't mean... I'm still looking for something beyond the ring or staff. So at that point, it's just safer to take the staff. So I don't know. I don't know. And because I don't know, it is probably the One Ring. But yeah, the math behind a book would be something to consider. Probably. Okay, let's just do this now. Get around Stifle, Tails End, and all that jazz. All that spazoo. Can I... It's first or second? Yeah, we can just do this now. If I lose my commander, so be it. I mean, I'm still drawing a card and doing things. Yeah, I talked about Giora in the intro. Charming Prince. That is unusual. Very strange. Very strange. This is an incredibly uncommon opener, actually. I'd say I've almost probably never have seen this before in my life. Very strange. Alright, Mystic Forge can just show up immediately, and I probably should take the free 4 instead of this. But this gives me way more security. I think I'm going to take this because it's a more secure line. No pun intended. I also have Tail Zone, so... Boop. Yep, I figured. They're probably just going to concede anyways. Get me to... Yeah. I just want more mana there. Everything... You just want to disassociate from my commander being the way I win. Should just take the mana route. I don't need the other one in play. It's like I can cast anything anyways. Uh-oh. The Red Burn deck. Ruh-roh. assume they just blitz mulligan for an answer to this, so... Alright, cards are in play. 3 or greater. Okay. So, 1 minute burn spell is what they mulligan for, 100%. Yep, told you. I don't really see a reason to crack the Chromatic Star, other than a Mana Rock. Oh, I couldn't cast it, though, yeah. It doesn't matter. Okay, that's actually really nice. Yeah, this dodges the painfully obvious burn spell. So... Alright. I can play this... Wait, we should do this first, actually. Do I have any fancy lands? No. Probably best to not ever have fancy lands. Play this, and now they have to deal with this. Probably. They probably have to deal with this. Mazemind's Tome is cards. We'll take cards here. Okay, that's a random card. Let's play you. I suppose one could argue I played those in the wrong order, but it doesn't matter. Alright, well, I'm asking the ultimate questions. You need the answers to them. Yeah, put that to your graveyard, I guess. I think my opponent mainly kept their hand... Yep. They kept their hand mainly just to stop my commander. This is an excellent example of why this is... this deck is probably at its best when it doesn't need the commander in play. My opponent absolutely kept a hand just to make it so I can't play with my commander. And, well, they did kind of actually have to deal with it the first time as well, but we still won without it. But if they didn't deal with it, it was even worse. So it was kind of like the perfect storm for us. But let's say our opener was slightly slower, we would just have this happening without our commander still. And yeah, that's just really nice. Oh yeah, that's Volo. Okay, I had to look up Volo. Yeah, I suppose it's just Volo. It's Volo, except it costs way less and demands that you cast things in a perfect order. No, I don't have Staff of Domination. Echo's Infinite with 6 mana or 7? I think it's 6. I think it's 6. Five? 1? No, it's 7, right? To net mana. Well, they had the I must have thing. The old I must have it card. Mana Drain's still probably worth it. One would argue. Let's just do this now so I don't have to think. Or make a mistake and not do it on accident. It also shields down me, so they might not respect anything. I mean, I'm tapped out opponent. No need to do that. Labyrinth and random card, sure. So as long as there's no legendaries, we can probably play the game. I want to cheat in the orb here, right? Yep. And then this thing. Alright. I did a bunch of stuff. Oh wait, I can do this. Well, there was no strip mine. They didn't crack the Fabled Passage. What does that mean? Triple fetch land. Okay, now we're going for it. Acidic slime? What on earth are you blowing up here? What? There's no way I respect this. You, what are you even doing? Acidic slime is wild. Okay, let's do this now. I mean, they know I have the orb, just replace the land. Very strange. I can't tell you the last time I saw acidic slime. That's nuts. But it do be right there. In play. That is crazy. Mindslaver not at its best in this matchup, unfortunately. You can still cast it, but it's not at its best. I'll say that. Well, they would have acidic slimed it, I guess. Maybe. Do you even acidic slime it? I can just take your turn, and then what do you do with the turn? I don't know. Sure, I'll just take 2, I guess. Why not? Oracle of Moldiah. Now that does win games. I'd rather my opponent not look at the top, shuffle, look at the top, shuffles, so on and so forth. Corsair, alright, they're doing the same thing. Look at the top, shuffle, look at the top, shuffle. They do not want Great Henge. I feel like Great Henge is pretty solid here. Cityscape Leveler. Oh, well, of course. At exactly the right mana, too. No surprise. It's only opponents, right? Nope, it's not. It's not. I might actually get to cyberbully my opponent here. Alright, before I forget to do this. And then I'll just cast this. Go away. Not ideal. Could be drawing on their turn, but... Okay, so I can put this here. Oh, wait, I don't have to. I don't have to. My opponent is not getting a turn. So... Swing with Commander. Kill that thing. Oh. Yeah. Decline. Blow up your Delighted Halfling. And then I do this because I think it's funny. Then I do this because that's also funny. And then I can unable to scream the Cityscape Leveler. I kind of need to draw something. Oh boy. Ominous. I can put that on 3 because we specifically know of one. I guess I'll leave a Brainstorm though. Okay, this is looking pretty bad. Well, no matter what I do, I have to do this. And we can flash in this now. And do 3. And pass the turn? Swing, I guess? Alright, we did a bunch of stuff. Is it good enough? I think I can let my opponent have this card. Their mana is already done, and I really need to draw something. So I need to just draw something. Okay, or my opponent also has that on the top of their deck, which I have to answer. So I can't use this anymore. I can upkeep, scry a land away. This is a really weird game. Yeah, this is gonna win if I let it resolve, so... Can make food tokens. They are technically artifacts, just like the treasure tokens. But scrying is the same as drawing, so I might as well do the cheap one. Oh, wait. Yeah. This also lets me do both sides of this card, technically, so... Do I make a food here? Probably. It offsets the damage I'm taking. I don't really need more mana. I don't need more mana, so... I'm neutral with damaging them. Maybe the damage to a turn is not getting anywhere. I don't think the game is about that. I really don't think the game is about 2 damage a turn. Full stop. That does not shuffle. Nor does it find a land. I think I'll trade with the acidic slime at this point. Have to deal with this. So. Draw. Oh, I can do everything. Oh, I can do everything. Okay. I don't think I've ever maxed out this card before. I don't think I've ever done that. Alright, what's that other card? Let's just find out together. Conduit. Oh, great. Of course. Why not? It's probably one of the best cards they could have asked for right there. Because now I have to continuously deal with my opponent's cards. I can copy the leveler, but I can't swing with it in the same turn cycle. Oh, yes I can! I can do it now! Oh, I can do it now. Oh. Oh, chat. Look at you finding the outs. Look at you go. Look at you go. I could have taken Conduit myself. Wait, no. Well, almost. Almost with the Mana Drain. Almost can do that. With the, excuse me, not the Mana Drain. The, spamming Mindslaver, but my opponent would still get a window to be spooky, so... They do get a Cityscape Leveler of their own, because they can block with theirs, and then they can flash it out. Excuse me. But my commander doesn't matter, and it's not really blowing up anything that does matter, so... They're pulling the Courser out of combat, sure. That's adorable. Alright. Now we... draw. Oh. Play you. Probably play the Mox Amber as well. I wonder if my life total even matters. I can probably just make food tokens. Or the other ones. Let's go here and here. Blow up the card that's going to win. They chump, they get their own Cityscape. And it can kill my Cityscape. And then we're just back to being even. They're drawing a almost relevant card. But they get to swing with their own cityscape and blow up my cityscape. Or I guess maybe not. They want to hold a 0-power creature. So they have Coven? Yeah, you could hold a 0 for Coven. Or my opponent's just butthurt. I guess that works too. Maybe that's what's going on. The Azusa deck player didn't win, so now they're upset. Looks like that's the case. Poor opponent. I know, it's hard. This game is not over. It's not even over. I don't know why they're... If anything, it's just getting interesting. The Azusa player realized they had to start actually thinking. Maybe that's what's going on. Yeah, the Azusa player realized the game now requires cognitive load. Like, oh shoot. I can't just play the green card and win. I have to actually think at this point. Yeah, you just fire up, you trade off the cityscape, I take 8 damage, and then you play this, and we just have a back and forth. My hand is nothing. I do have this, but it's very slow. It's very, very slow. Well, I mean, I might as well cast it, but... yeah, I guess I could do this too, why not? That's what I made him for. Opponent's top card is... an indestructible... thing? They could make an indestructible blocker very slowly. Ah, life is good when you make your mono green player throw their phone across the room. I don't think copying the Tireless Provisioner really did anything, though. I could have maybe just drew a card off it. Is that how it goes? Yeah, I could have just drew a card. I don't know if this was worth it. But at the time, I guess I didn't know. I wouldn't have known. Alright. Apparently the green player, realizing now that they have to actually start thinking because the game's getting interesting, gave up. Well, that tracks. The Delighted Halfling 1-drop Scute Swarm Azusa land spam wasn't good enough. Oh well. Maybe next time, opponent. I know losing's hard. This deck is doing way better than I thought it would. But to be fair, I see a lot of people play it in a way that I think requires it to be in play, and that costs them a lot of games. Well, we have Paradox Engine, but nothing crazy with it. Opponent has to either blitz Mole for an answer, or do something else. Well, it's not Strip Mine. Oh, look, it's a burn spell. What a surprise. No way. Didn't see that coming. They had a mulligan for it, so it was worth it in my opinion. That is not a fetch land. If I had Spell Pierce here, I'd be so happy. Oh, they have a fetch land. I'm an idiot. Never mind. Heroic Intervention? What? Okay. You got it. Perfect answer, Renin 6, infinite cards. Why not? I got beat by about $330, all within 2 turns. Well, the only losses we've had are 2 Renin 6 players, and I feel like Renin 6 is kind of a decent matchup when they don't have that every single time. But we force the answer, and they'd always just go for it. I've yet to cast Fabricate. Two mana. Ah, come on. 2 mana mana rock. 2 mana artifact, please. Yay, we did it. We did the thing. Look at that. We ramped with our commander. It can die now. It did the thing. The damage has been done. That is a... What is that? Ancient Tomb, sure. Weird looking Ancient Tomb. I was kind of expecting them to get like Scute Swarm or something. Interesting. So what's Azusa drew in here? It feels odd to me. Let's do this now. Let's play... Draw 3? Okay. I have cards, but I'm tapped out. My opponent has a ton of mana. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now they can get... I don't know, actually. I have no idea what you do here. They get Lotus Field and... what is that? The Red Planet? What? The Red Planet? That's crazy. They just didn't get the Green Planet. Ah, it's just nuts. So I can actually copy Primeval Titan now. I don't know what that actually accomplishes. What if I get Paradox Engine? Can I cast it? 1, 2, 3. I can, but then I can't do anything else? That's not true. Alright, we're going to take the weirdest line that might actually win. This might win here. Paradox Engine. Tap that, and that. Just cast you. Yep. And then tap that. I don't have to do that, so... Let's copy you. Adventures Fair. And... well, I guess Ancient too. And then draw here. I have a lot of mana. I might actually be able to spin the Midnight Clock here. I should probably crack this, though. Or they're just done. Oh, opponent, why didn't you rope me out like all the other green Azusa players? Why don't you just rope me out? Your green deck didn't win. What happened? I thought it was the best color. So, what we could do is, with 7 mana, draw this or whatever, but we don't have enough to actually Midnight Clock flip. Yeah, we don't have enough, and I can't cast a counterspell on nothing, right? I need a card to actually cast them on. My opponent's going to go to their turn and have a lot of mana, but maybe these could stop whatever they're doing. And they can't... I probably would trade Titans here. I don't know if my untapping with my own Titan's getting me anywhere. Was there maybe a better copy? Copying Paradox Engine... Oh, you can't do that. It's a legendary. Copy... Was this in play already? By the time I did this? I don't think so, no. Renin 6 wouldn't do anything. Azusa's about the same as Primeval Titan, so you might as well take the Primeval Titan. Although this does give me untapped mana, so I could go land. But that probably doesn't do anything. Yeah, I'll just take the Titan. Alright, get wrecked. They didn't get Strip Mine? It might be too late. I mean, my commander is all the mana I need, right? Strip Mine is not really part of the equation when my commander just generates all the mana I need. Which is probably why the first Renin 6 player auto-conceded, because Strip Mine doesn't stop my commander. That was like 5 Renin 6s in a row, by the way. I don't know what was going on there. I don't know. Wait, what are we against? Daxos? Alright. Opponent's deep in it. Do we have swords? Same thing, except better, of course. No Limbus. Well, given my hand, my commander not really doing much. So let's see if they try to kill it again. I'd like to remove my opponent's turn by them just trying to kill my commander. Okay, they blow up my land. Wait, what? They did not blow up my land. So... yeah. Get wrecked. Oh, get wrecked. Ah, that's great. Oh, that's great. Shame concede. Shame concede. I did contemplate heavily if I want that artifact land in here, and now that that just happened, it's enough for me to take it out. 99% of the time, my artifact count doesn't really matter. There's like Inventor's Fair and 2 or 3 affinity cards in here, and some Karnstrucks, I guess. Actually, what other land can I take out? Are you kidding me? I missed the fetch land. Ugh. Oh, Ketramos. Alright, well, we definitely don't have a commander this game. They have a lot of answers to artifacts, too, unfortunately. I can stop their commander from doing anything. I don't know where that gets me in the long run, though. I can play a draw go against this for a while. Yeah, I would probably not keep this on the play, probably. I don't know. It's fine on the draw. Mainly because of the mana. But we'll see how much anything I do matters, really. I did draw something that would actually care about my commander. So that is unfortunate. But it is what it is. Either way, I don't think cheating on a one draw... Oh, actually did get some value here. Interesting. My opponent also played an incredibly strange card. Very strange. That's exciting. It's either exciting or very bad news. I thought I was no shot. I untapped with my commander, so that's pretty cool. Ketramos Blink, yeah, I guess so. With that thing. Portable Hole. No? Infinite answers. So let's get you. At this point I need a land. I did find it. We have a turn of doing this. We have like one shot at it doing... I mean, it's not going to do anything for so long anyways. But I have probably just like one window to just throw it into play and see what happens. That's a weird card. That kind of just goes against blinking anything, doesn't it? Didn't draw a land. See if I can find one here. It would be really nice to find one right there. I did. Pass. They haven't cast Ketramos yet. I can only really tap my commander because of the Wandering Emperor on my opponent's turn. Skyclave Apparition. Opponent just can't stop themselves, can they? This stops the shuffle with the fetch land. Technically. Alright, that's 3 removal spells. 3 so far. That was pretty good draw. Let's not get into trouble by not hitting... If I miss a land drop, I'm in just unyielding trouble. So, let's not do that. Ideally, they activate the Wandering Emperor before they do anything. Yeah, this works out. So now I can safely tap this. Alright, random 2-2. Get in there. Okay, well that's a good card. Maybe not the best in this matchup, but it's fine nonetheless. I would be totally happy if they minused on my 2-2. So, by all means. wonder if my opponent plays Ketramos. Probably. I don't know why they would just continuously try to respect anything. I don't have a good mana drain. Unfortunate. Don't have a good mana drain. Probably okay, though. Or it isn't. Okay. That's a bit odd. That's actually incredibly strange. But sure. Last card is a 1-drop, maybe? Commander has no artifacts. Well, except this, I guess. So I can copy their Wandering Ember. I'd have to do it now, so... No, actually, we can just do... We're gonna try to do this here. And then just pass... Yep. The stats are starting to add up here. Ossification. I don't even know if I care about that, but Mana Drain isn't doing anything else, so... I do care about that. No, I don't. No, I don't. It just gets a land. They warped it, didn't they? Did they just warp that? They did, so... It doesn't stay in play. Sure. Let's do this and get their Simulacrum? I have to stop the damage, though. I have to stop the damage. This will just add up and be a problem, so... Okay, not really what I was hoping to find right there. Again, not great. Play you and you. Spin to win. Actually, let's just do this. Look at all these counters that probably won't do anything. Oh, I did want to play the land there. I just autopiloted the land. Whoops. Okay, your 15th answer finally got there. Oh, they didn't take out my commander. On my brain, I was just assuming that was the obvious line, but yeah, I guess that is fair. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that makes sense. I can get behind that. Making 2/2s. Uh-oh. Their commander can't swing, and it's not doing anything, so... No reason to cast this. This is not what I wanted. Can I make a 2/2 of my own? I can actually just make it so my commander kills their stuff. A bit sketchy, though. It's fine. We can just do that. I don't even really need this in play. I just had to deal with a 5/5. I don't know, I'm so hung up about it. Staff of Completion. Worth it to just cast right now. And pass. Alright. I feel like my opponent has a lot of really good draws, though. We kind of do, too, but so does my opponent. Oh, yep. Why not? Why not just draw the probably the best thing in your entire deck? Can I find an out, please? Nope, of course not. Excellent. Yep, well, like I said, you're just gonna win if you draw anything like that. Let's... There's no way to not let this die. What does this actually do now? Why did they not use it? I don't know. I feel like they were supposed to use that immediately and they didn't. That's very strange. Okay. They looked. I found a card that's profoundly good with this here. Ugh, that's annoying. My opponent's just running into like the perfect cards here. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. All right. Do I care about this? Isn't a land better? Nah. Spell Pierce is not doing anything. Oh, come on. Why would I destroy my own permanent? Oh my goodness, please. Alright, well, I guess it just wasn't meant to be, huh? Wasn't meant to be. Does this do anything? Nope. Oh look, even more answers. My opponent is drawing perfectly. That just 100% drawing perfectly. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Drawing completely perfect. Just nothing I can do. I'm drawing hot steaming garbage over and over. They didn't have to put both in there. That was weird. I feel like missing 2 damage here is kind of oddly significant. Very weird. Remand, just in time. Well, apparently I have to thin my deck of a land, because you know me. Oh look, a land. Great. Oh look, a land. You gotta be kidding me. Alright, yep, you got it. Land. Below average land count in this deck too. If I drew Paradox Engine, if I drew the One Ring, anything at all, we're probably just perfectly fine. Even through my opponent never drawing anything bad ever. Their first random top deck was a 6-mana Mythic Rare Bomb, and I drew Island. I had, what, 12 draws? I tapped the staff 5 times, the other one twice, drew 2, so I saw like 9 cards. Like, actually insane. Just ridiculous. I didn't find anything there. Well, had our first non-Renin 6 loss. I will just play out the Mox. And And no reason to do that. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's actually no reason to do it on... Actually, we can do it here. It puts a counter in for the brainstorm. It's just fine. Okay. You have Mox too? Oh, maybe not. Okay, that's a really good draw. Given the context. I think I have to... Ugh. 1, 2... Ugh. So ugly. Alright. No choice. No choice. What do you... Does my opponent have endurance? What is going on? What are you doing? I don't like this. Do I want to shuffle this? No, not really. Not really. I don't think I want to shuffle this. I do kind of want to shuffle the other one there, so let's do that. Yeah, I don't want Ancient Tomb. I can't play and crack the Burnished Heart, and I kind of value the Burnished Heart instead of just drawing 2, so... I just want something to be able to cast without my commander, and I'm not drawing it into really anything I could actually cast, so... Alright, the Rofellos plan didn't work, so they're doing the backup thing, just like what Tifa would be doing. Well, my Tifa would be doing, I guess. Okay. Mana Leak is not quite it. It's not quite it. That is also not quite it. I will... I guess I can just look at what it finds, because we are at 6. Yeah, we'll just take a gander here. Oh my goodness, what's happening? Deck's just not working anymore. I guess we pushed out all the winning games out of the way. I don't know. That's not quite what I expected at this point in the game, so I guess I'll take it. No reason to counter Rofellos anymore. Opponent doesn't cast Rofellos. Alright, they're just straight into the Eldrazi? I guess so, they have 12 mana, so... That's not a good card. What do you got? That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. What is happening? What is this hand? Surely there's something in there that's... You know, something. Wow. Okay, well, I can find the One Ring. There are some reasons to use it immediately, but not many. However, holding this doesn't actually accomplish anything. So yeah, we're just going to go in on it. Like that. Yep. It's just... I just have to do this here. Alright, it's in play. They're... I don't know if I should use it. Alright, fine. I should have just waited if I was going to do this. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't... I don't think there's any punish, but I should have waited, obviously. Get in there. Rofellos in the red zone? Instead of 14 mana? Wow, they didn't swing at all? What? Why didn't you swing at all? How do you not swing at all there? That's crazy. That's insane. If I draw a land again, I think I'm just going to uninstall. If I see another land, I'm uninstalling, I swear. Okay, there we go. Thank you. 2 games in a row. There's half of the lands in my deck are just in play. Oh, I didn't have to hardcast that. Whoops. I missed a an activation on it because I hardcast it. I got hung up complaining that I got what I wanted, then I misused it. As is tradition, I suppose. What is this forest? I don't recognize it. Okay. More mana. Okay, this steals my commander. Can this be countered? I think it can. It only steals commanders, right? I mean, excuse me, it only steals creatures. Yeah. So let's do this. That. And how do I deal with this? I don't think I deal with this. I'm not sure. We'll find out. I don't think I can deal with Emrakul, so I just have like one turn. Maybe 2 turns? To find some science? That? Is that good? Wait, no. They steal my creatures if I play this. Correct. So I can't play that. I can't play a creature in general. Alright, let's play you. Let's play you. You. I can still cast this turn, right? Yeah, I can still just cast it. Alright, next turn is our, like, last turn, so... We'll see what happens here. Staff of Completion, why not? Probably can't, Oh no, I didn't want to make it... Okay, I didn't want to make a token, but I guess it doesn't matter. I only have 1 turn anyways. It doesn't matter if they steal this or not. It has nothing to do with me winning or losing. That is funny, though. I didn't mean to do that. It's a 2-2 on their side. But again, that doesn't matter. I can remove my opponent's Rofellos. Save myself a damage in the process. Wait, can I? No, staff is not gonna work. Alright, well, my opponent put me in this position. Should I tap the staff to draw a card? This is my last turn anyways. This is my last turn. This doesn't matter. Draw a card. Okay. It's all down to this here. So nothing there. I have no idea what I'm looking for. But it wasn't any of these. I can find... Okay, wait a minute. 1, 2... It has to be Paradox Engine. So 1, 2... Are we gonna get there? Beat the old Rofellos 13 mana? Emrakul? Seal my commander? Line? Okay. Okay, I didn't intend to make that. I'll make enough of these, maybe, to not die to anything except Emrakul, but again, that doesn't quite matter. Doesn't quite matter. So, you on... I guess this thing, so they don't draw a card when it dies? I don't think anything else matters. I don't think anything matters here, so let's just do that. Okay, the One Ring is online. Kill my commander with staff. Doesn't that cost life? It costs 1 life. Guess I could though, yeah, sure. Maybe best not to pay any life if I don't have to, though. But to be 100% honest with you, I think we win anyways. Oh, right. 1 ring. Yeah, alright, we win. We win. It's like a 99% success rate here. It's extremely difficult to fizzle here. Extremely difficult to fizzle. I guess I could scry? Okay. Warp this? Oh, wait a minute. Let's actually draw off the One Ring first, before I don't draw off the One Ring. Found another mana rock, so... Yeah, there it is. That's all I needed. Okay. So now I can just push QQ, I think. Will that kill me? Okay, it didn't kill me. 40 cards. I don't know how much I'm supposed to draw. Maybe don't activate the One Ring again. Play you. Play you. Yeah, I can copy the One Ring, so we're kind of safe for a few turn cycles, because I can actually make a few One Rings. Play you, tap 1, 2, 3. No extra turns, though. No extra turns. Phyrexian Metamorph is probably going to have to be another One Ring. I can't take an extra turn other than the One Ring. Yeah, I am trying to ramp into the Mindslaver. That's what I'm trying to do here. I'm just trying to do it as optimal as possible. Alright, my opponent gave up. Oh. Oh, okay, so... oh, shoot. I can probably draw more. I would like to know what's in my remaining deck. I don't have any extra turns, so I have to cast the One Ring as a copy with one of my copies in my hand, which there are 2. I think there's a third one. Yeah, we have both Metamorphs and the Sculpting. So I have a ton of turns with One Ring. It's indestructible. They can't hurt me. I will probably generate enough Golems, or Constructs, whatever. Oh wait, these aren't Constructs, are they? No, just normal Constructs. I'll probably generate enough of these to not worry about them blocking all of them, and then I can't die to damage. So... Oh yeah, I can also bounce the Emrakul with the Aether Spellbomb, because it only has protection from spells that are cast on that turn. So yeah, I can pass and bounce this, and then they lose all their board state, and then we would just kill them very easily. But fortunately, I wouldn't have to do that. Also, if I do bounce this on their upkeep, they would just proceed to steal all of my Golems. Or, excuse me, my Constructs again. So I'd have to do it on their end step, so they don't have that, and then I could kill them. Yeah, upkeep would, they just steal a better line of stats, so... Oh, I have a Stifle? Tails End? Yeah, okay, I could Tails End it. Yeah, that's fair. Alright, there's that line. Do I have more Mana Rocks? No. So I'd probably tap the One Ring again here. I'd probably tap it again. I could scry with this too, I guess. We could go actually up to 8 mana, or 8 life, too. That wouldn't matter, right? No. Alright, nice. Cool. That was a cool game. Rafellos did nothing but cast ramp spells and giant cards. The most green of green things. I cast a black spell. Oh, it was a Demonic Tutor, right? Yes, yes. Meows, meows, meows. So I don't believe the 8 cards the One Ring would have drew were necessary. I don't think so. I don't think so. Alright. I think I've had my fill of this. It did way better than I thought it would do. But, I mean, again, I've said it like 10 times. When your commander is all in on the game plan and it dies, and you lose because it died, you might want to reevaluate the list and just be like, just make it a side plan or something that's very complementary to your strategy, and not you lose if it dies, because, well, if it dies, you lose, you know? So that's something to avoid. Sometimes it was inevitable that it died and I lose because it died. But ideally, you want to keep hands where maybe that's not the case. And I guess it would also depend what your opponent is playing. The only deck we lost to was Ren and 6. And that deck does have infinite burn spells. And they also have a lot of naturalize effects, kind of. So it's kind of hard to just do anything. And they're a red-green deck, right? Or just green in general. But everything else was dealt with. Oh, there was a Ketramos player. Yeah, it just was literally windmill slamming 6-drops off the top of the deck in top deck mode. And we were drawing islands. We drew, I think, like, what? 7? No, we drew more than that. We drew like 20 islands in our deck that actually has a below average land count. Drew so many lands in that game. I would have probably won had I any amount of tools there. So, yeah, my opponent was feeling it, and it just came to them and did not come to us. But aside from that one game, it was all just Ren and 6. It's the only thing that I lost to, and I didn't lose to anything else. We did not expect that. Mono Blue does have weak points. Baral is kind of like, you know, the ultimate example of what Blue is capable of, quote unquote, without its commander, kind of. And this is doing something so vastly different from that. It's actually quite interesting. I like this more than Emery. I don't really like Emery in general. The blue-white version, or the blue-red version, the Giorda, gives you another color, and it's a color that cares a lot about artifacts, I suppose, but all in on blue it gives you some nice tools. I like the way in which this gains counters. I didn't feel like I had to go all in on trying to give this a ton of counters. That leaves you with a lot more room in your deck to play cards that actually matter. Did I cast Fabricate? Oh, I think I did. I think I actually did cast it. I hope I casted it, because it costs a mythic rare. I did, in games where once this gets to 6, your opponent's kind of just over it, right? Like, they might be able to kill it, but at this point, what's the point? Like, it's just sitting there. I haven't shown you any card with it if I'm not tapping it every turn. So it, like, just kind of sits there, and your opponent doesn't really feel incentivized to ever kill it at that point. So with that being said, if you really want to play crazy 9-drops and stuff, I guess you can, but the 6s were just fine here. Like, Mindslaver was fine. Kymil was oddly good. Nexus was also oddly good. Not a big fan of these ones, but, you know, trying to cap out at 6 to me felt like the most reasonable thing to do. Because, again, I don't know what... going in, having never played it, I just assumed it was going to never, ever get to 9 or anything, especially without a ton of, I must draw a card on my opponent's turn and my own kind of turn, so like cantrip spam or whatever. You're just balancing on a knife's edge when you're really trying to get this to sit in play and then rack up the counters with card draw spells, and then also hopefully have some kind of payoff, and your opponent didn't do anything about all of that. It also wasn't green, where they could just ignore it anyways. It's really just not the line I think is right. So, Mana Rocks make sense to me. 4-mana Mana Rocks didn't really do that much. I'm curious if maybe this card, while it's adorable, and also this one, by extension, these could actually just be Mana Rocks? Like 3-mana Mana Rocks? For this to put into play. You get your Brent that way as well. So, I don't know, this is just too adorable, especially with like Paradox Engine. This might just be better off as a Mana Rock. So you could just have Paradox Engine have a little bit easier time of it. And the Mana Rock doesn't require additional investment. You just pay 3 and it's in. This, you have to actually pay 3 mana to do the thing, even if you get it in play for free. And yeah, you get another land, so there's like 2 mana sources instead of 1, but I don't know. Might just be better off as a Mana Rock. This one, way more reasonable. It's kind of just a 1-mana flashing, a 1-mana cultivate, kind of at instant speed, because your commander gets in play. So this one's okay. I don't have a problem with that one. It's also an easy shuffle with, say, Brainstorm or something. But this one, 3 mana, is very different. This probably could have just been a Mana Rock. In fact, I'll probably just do that now. It did show up a lot of games, and it's kind of cool to play a goofy card like that, but let's be real. Mana Rock is just better. A 3 mana Mana Rock. Replicating Ring is funny. I think you can kick when you cast with your commander. Just like, yeah, you can. Because if you cast Tooth and Nail with Omniscience, you can pay 2 to cast Omniscience Tooth and Nail Entwine. And I'm pretty sure it's the same with Kicker. So if you have 3 mana, you could actually kick this. So that might actually just work out. I could be wrong, but I'm 99% certain that's how that reads. Because I used to play Maelstrom Wanderer as my commander years ago. And if you cascaded into Tooth and Nail, you could pay 2 and entwine it. So I'm pretty sure the logic applies with all that kind of thing. All those kinds of things. English. But yeah, the counterspell package was nice. Didn't feel like I wanted more. Didn't necessarily feel like I had like too many or too little. The Frogifies sometimes felt awkward. It kind of felt like I was flooding out in some games with them, just sitting there not doing anything. But that's probably a good sign, because it means I have nothing to do with them, so I'm not under any pressure. Stuff like that. But yeah, really cool commander. I've been meaning to play it for a while. I keep actually forgetting it exists until someone plays it against me. And then it doesn't do anything, because I just keep killing it, and then they concede. But if you actually want this to work, I just really think the Mana Rock situation is way... You just need to play the game without your commander. You need to expect that. And it rewarded us quite heavily to do as such. Low land count was also worth it, because your commander is cheap, and you're also playing Mana Rocks, so the amount of lands I had was fine, right? I could probably actually go even lower, because after the first 3-ish, maybe even 2 if you're really all in. Now, let's just say 3 to 4-ish, 2 to 4-ish. 2 to 4-ish lands, depending on the matchup and the hand and stuff. After the 4th-ish land, you're good. You don't really want to ever find another land, really, for anything. And that involves the games in which this is dead. You're just trying to ramp with Mana Rock. Like, the Mana Rocks are going to be your lands at that point. So, I want to minimize the mana here. You just want the bare minimum amount of lands, and then never want to see a land again. And we felt it. Every time we were just drawing lands, it was very impactful that we drew lands when we wish we drew anything else ever. And not every deck is like that, especially the green ones. So, something to take note of, but that's it. So, let me know what you thought about it.